Why am I so stressed? I hear you think. Well, it's a good reason for that, because finally I'm going to speak about something I know a good 90% of you guys have been wondering about, and that is, how do I move out of my box? How do I start moving around all over the fretboard? So it's a pretty cool topic. And by the way, hello there, I'm Christopher Dahl. Bet you didn't know. So how do we get out of our first pentatonic box? This one, you know, the 15, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12. There we have it, in E minor on the 12th fret. Okay, it's the one everyone starts with for a good reason, because there are so many freaking cool licks in there. But once you master that, you're probably gonna be asking yourself, well, I can see that the pros, they move all over the fretboard. I don't. And then you're gonna cry a few tears. And then you're gonna go to this video and get it all explained, because there is actually a second box right after the first box, okay? Now, you could just Google for pentatonic box 2 and you would find it. That's a good idea. But for a lot of people, that doesn't quite cut it. The reason being, it's often practiced as two separate boxes, meaning you're gonna play your licks in box 1, and then you're gonna scratch your head a little bit and think, oh, how was box 2? Oh, I remember, it was like this. So in other words, no connection between them, no music happening, no Joe Satriani meets SRV happening at all. So here's the deal. You cannot learn these two boxes as two separate entities. You can check them out, the scale diagram, you can try to visualize them, but the only way to learn them is to really go between them in another dimension, meaning we're gonna go from box 1 straight into box 2 without thinking. And to achieve that, we have to find a new entrance point, and that's exactly what I'm gonna give you now. So if we have box 1, a lot of us are gonna gravitate towards different licks, maybe something like, or maybe something like, I don't know, there are millions of them. Or anyhow, what we need to find is a connection between those licks and box 2. Now, of course, I'm just giving you box 2 as an example here. We could do this with box 5 and go the other way around. We could go from box 2 to box 3. But obviously, if you're struggling with going from box 1 to anything, that's a little bit beyond our skills level right now. So let's slide from the 14th fret into box 2 on the 16th fret, okay? Now, this is gonna be super important, because if you can do this, you're gonna deal with all the other position shifts as well. So 14th fret into the 16th fret. That's the game changer. I know it doesn't look like much, but check this out. Okay, I was moving between boxes. If I can do that, the step to do this is not that far, you know? That's step 3, step 4, and so on. So we're gonna try to nail this now, and hopefully this is gonna be the gate opener for you to start moving between all the boxes and thereby all the fretboard. And you will basically have unlocked the fretboard without buying one of those $80 courses. Okay, so here we go. So, I don't know why I played that. Don't ask me. It just happens. Okay, so put your ring finger on the 14th fret G string, slide it up a whole step to the 16th fret, and then play the 15th fret on the B string with your middle finger. That's the plan. And then slide back, so play the 16th fret on the G string, slide back to the first position. Congratulations, you completed your first ever position shift in a musical way. Let's try it. And this is what I'm doing in my practice sessions here. You guys have been asking me, how do I move around? What's happening? How can I play all over the fretboard? This is it. The slides make it possible, but the slides alone won't cut it. You have to know where to put your fingers. And in this case, I told you where to put your fingers. But if you want to keep doing this, you're going to have to learn the whole of the box too, and then try to do this on all strings. So not only on the G string like that, but also on the B string. And as you do this, you're gonna get comfortable moving around anywhere on the guitar. So it all starts with a simple slide. Okay, congratulations. You made it this far. You should probably rewind and check again exactly what I did when I slid from 14 to 16, played 15, and then 16 to 14, and then went back to my first position. But I'm gonna keep on going now, and I can see some people here. Gator on Instagram, what's up? This is a Solar A1. Some sweep picking, good request there, Aditya. And we have something that looks like an Asian username I can't pronounce, sorry. Hello teacher, Mo Blacks, what's up on Instagram? Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly what I said and practice this. And for that purpose, I have my practice beats. It's a bit of a funny beat, don't you think? Yeah, I got my man Fred here on YouTube. Okay, let's do it. Okay, and I'm playing way too fast for this to be good practice, so let's see if we can slow it down a little bit. Still a little too fast there. Some interesting ideas, but I cannot really come up with anything new at this tempo. So slow it down a bit more and see if we can get some more interesting lines going with a hybrid legato technique there. That's better. And I still messed up. Too fast, let's try some. Fast again, let's slow down some more. Ah. Woohoo! That was a good one. Long one. Some interesting ideas there when I started slowing down, and some cool comments by you guys. Play Smoke on the Water. Hello, Uncle Rooney from Facebook. What's up? Oh shit, long time no see. Jake, what's up on YouTube? Play something metal using the major and minor scale and using the blue notes. Okay, sounds like fun. We can do that. Nice guitar. Thank you, Nanyuan. This is a Solar A1. What is Instagram saying? Matteo is saying, sei bravissimo. Don't know that Mr. Big song. Sorry. Okay, so we had a request for major, minor, and blues. We can do that. That sounds like fun. So first, our blues notes here. Let's add some minor into there. And then back to blues. Now let's play some major. Back to blues. Ah, too many notes. But there you have it. Oh, Diamond, you want to play electric guitar, but there are two guys in your class always playing them, so you don't get a chance to play it. So no chance you can speak to the teacher and say that I'd love to try it, but there are always two guys playing it. I don't know. Depends, I guess, on your teacher, if it's a good one or not. Otherwise, stick with the acoustic and, make progress there, and you're going to be able to perform on the electric guitar. And once you're the one who can perform, then maybe you'll get access to the guitars more often. I don't know, just some ideas off the top of my head. God dawn, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Rooney. Lots of good feedback coming in there. So let's try some more. Jake, that's awesome. So you haven't caught any of my lives recently. That's awesome, man. So were you around like years before when I used to have a more regular live schedule, or? And Diamond, who's my favorite guitarist? Whew, that's a tricky one. I have too many. For this kind of thing, I think it's a little bit Eric Johnson-esque, just the way both hands attack the notes to get that specific tone. But there are lots of arpeggio stuffs here that not really his style, so I don't know who I got that from. Maybe a little bit Tony McAlpine in there, I would say. You make it seem easy, Nanuan. Yeah, I know that's the thing, you know. You want your technique to look super relaxed and clean. Then you know you're onto something. It should look easy. If you're tensing up and it looks like someone is struggling, then that person is usually struggling as well. And if I sped up the tempo, I would probably look like that. So it's a good indication that I'm somewhat within a good comfort zone there. Now I could speed things up, but I would have to resort to the stuff I already master. And since this is a practice session, I really don't want to do that. It's more of I want to explore new things here. So that's why I'm trying to keep it at a tempo where I do look relaxed. Lots of cool questions here on YouTube. Do you typically use your bad mother finger when tapping? I do, yeah. If I use my bad mother finger, I can keep holding the pick. So that's super important. I'm not a big fan of having to remove access to the pick. Just, you could just do it with this finger. It doesn't really matter. It's just a habit thing. I guess Eddie, when he did this, he was used to doing it, so he kept changing it. It's a pretty quick thing, but it's even faster if you use your bad mother finger. It's very easy to go between them. Throwing my skateboard and guitar into the empty pool. Why? Don't quit. You can do this, man. Just keep at it. That's the thing with these live streams. The idea at least behind them is to be an inspiration to just keep on working harder. So I hope that's the effect they have. Ah, I messed up. Marty Friedman, yeah, I have lots of, definitely one of my bigger inspirations. So good, well caught there. I think more or less all the big names from the 80s guitarists, there's a little bit of that. Some notable exceptions would be like Michelangelo Badio. I've never really got into his stuff. Yeah, and if we go back a bit further, like Jimmy Page, was never into him, but almost all other big names, definitely. It's weird, you asked for my favorite guitarists and I told you the only ones I don't like, so it's not that I don't like them, I just didn't follow, I never bothered learning their stuff. I'll speed it up. Can I keep playing slowly? Let's see. Too fast to be useful for practicing. I messed up. bit too fast, but these are some interesting outside ideas. I'm basically, I want to get better at playing random notes, but being able to get back into key, and that's the tricky part, you know. How long have you been playing is a question from Sergey on Instagram. So I've been playing for around 30 years now. Thanks for asking. Mark, how metal do you like your metal? Mostly classic, or do you listen to thrash and death metal also? So for me, I need there to be a melodic component to the vocals. I don't like, you know, the power metal thing necessarily. So it's more of a bark thing. I love barking. I'm not a fan of strict growling. So I usually give the example of, you know, I don't know if you've heard the album by Testament, The Gathering. That's my upper limit, you know. It's still pretty growly, but there are melodies, you know. And it's thrash metal bordering death metal, I guess. But if it's less melodic than that and it's just pure growling, and even if the riffs are melodic, you know, okay, In Flames, that's also like borderline. There's a little bit of melody there, but the riffs are so melodic you can kind of get away with that. But it's, yeah, so if I can choose, I want to have a barky melody. So James Hetfield, though, I think I've out-listened Metallica. You know, I don't listen that much. I used to listen to them all the time when I was younger. But Paradise Lost, that kind of thing, I like it. I do like power metal, like Powerwolf is a cool band, and Sabaton. I don't know if that's power metal, but bordering. Avenged Sevenfold, yeah, that's definitely in you know, lots of cool, you know, melodies, stuff like that. There's just something a little bit overproduced about them that I can't say, you know, I like it a bit raw somehow. It's just a matter of personal preference, but I don't have anything, you know, against the genre, and I think it falls well within, you know, the melodic aspect of it. But cool, you just started guitar a month ago. That's awesome, man. Need some pickup advice. I want to change my stock Epiphone pickups for Seymour Duncan set SH4, SH2N. Yeah, so it's like the classic GB. Yeah, I mean, they can sound awesome. To me, I think the GB is a little bit harsh, a little bit bright and harsh. But I've tried guitars where it sounds awesome, especially if you combine it with like, you know, push-pull or something where you split the coils. They're that level. They're hot enough to produce some very good split coil sounds. So it's a classic mic for sure. It's just that to me, it's a little bit of a hit and miss. Because, yeah, like I said, in some guitars, a little bit too much. But then in some guitars, they're perfect. So I guess it depends on, you know, the other components. So it's worth a shot for sure. I guess if there's a lot of maple and the guitar is already kind of bright, putting a GB in there may be too much. But if it's pretty warm sounding, then I think a GB can be perfect. That would be my take on it. Yeah, we got my man Hit 2000 on Instagram. Long time no see, mate. How you doing? Still practicing guitar like never before? I'm just gonna grab myself some water. I'll give you the practice beat and you can see my beautiful guitar while I do that. quarter closed. What does that mean? Still practicing Hit 2000. That's awesome. The journey that doesn't have an ending. That's right. That's the spirit. So if you have a stock Epiphone Les Paul Armadi, yeah, that could work actually. You know, you can actually just hear that sometimes by playing the guitar. If it has a lot of like lower, warmer frequencies, then GB could work well with that for sure. Otherwise, I like, you know, this guitar has a motor, and it's a Duncan Solar. I think Ola did a fantastic job with these, and these are pretty much the only high output pickups that I've truly enjoyed. I think they're awesome, but I wouldn't want them on all my guitars, you know. I do have a lot of takes on the PAF, patent applied for. That's like a warmer pickup, and there are hotter versions of it, but it's a classic one as well. But maybe, yeah, maybe that's not for you then. What Mustang amp do you have? So I have a Fender Blues Junior, and I have a Mesa Boogie Mark V. And I'm looking to get a Marshall top, like the Origin 20, and maybe also another Fender amp, but that's further down the line, I think. I'd like the Princeton Reverb, would be pretty cool. Yeah, 3 Days Grace. I listened to quite a bit of those. Blame it on me, blame it on the bully. Maybe they need it to feel wanted. Okay. Do I have any ideas about soldering? I have a Schecter Demon 6 and I want to change pickup switch because sometimes it does not work and there is no sound. So I want to start learning also. Yeah. I think that's a good one to start with, just changing the pickup switch. What you said was a Schecter Demon 6. I'm not sure. If it's like a 3-way switch, it's usually easier. If it's a 5-way switch, a little bit harder, but still just take a photo on how it looked before, unsolder everything, and put the new switch in and solder it back. And you can learn that by just like a 5-minute soldering video on YouTube. You should get the basics down. It's not that hard. It gets harder if it's a very tight space and it's like a complicated switching scheme. It's a 3-way, but it's EMG. Okay, so it's active pickups. Yeah, maybe that complicates things. I've never done that myself with active pickups. But just replacing a switch, that should be one of the easier things you can do, because you just want to put it back exactly the way it was. So just be sure to, you know, photograph it well before you remove everything, and you should be okay. Yeah, and you're gonna need some basic tools. It's not that expensive. I don't know the names of those tools in English, so I can't help you. But again, like a quick tutorial on YouTube should get you there. Okay, let's. Maybe the sound is a little bit dry. A little bit of delay now. But it's good. I haven't practiced improvising alternate picking lines for quite a while, so I should do some more of this. So it's not crazy. It's not that tempo, and this is a good tempo to get your shit together. Cool. So, and Bakedy subscribed, and Netsec is asking, practicing shapes. I'm practicing E minor scale now, and it's E harmonic minor. I try to not play any patterns, but rather improvise. When I play fast, or when I really, push it, that's going to be more shapes based. But now I'm trying to find new ways, and basically, the better of a job I do at this tempo, the more variations and the more improvised my faster runs are going to be. So you can view what I'm doing now just as, the way I practice to use my picking technique in a more creative way. If I were just pushing speed, I wouldn't, discover all these new things. So no shapes now is rather the opposite. I'm trying to find new stuff, new shapes, and just combine stuff. And maybe if I use one shape and then another, I get a third new shape, It's still a little bit too fast, so I'm stuck in patterns here. Well, that's interesting. Combining some classic shapes there with some improvised stuff. So this is like a classic Yngwie thing, 15, 12, 14, 15. So you repeat those 4 notes then. But it's hard to change. Go between them. Hey there, Alan Ramirez on Twitch. Doing good, thank you. Danson likes this, awesome. So yes, this is the kind of stuff I teach, how I, practice and what kind of stuff I'm working on here. What you're seeing now is just the practice part. You're not really seeing, the end result, which is hopefully more, less predictable and more music like. So Alan Ramirez, this is a multi-stream in case you're wondering. I'm streaming on 3 different platforms now, which is why I'm answering questions you might not see. How do you practice chords like I usually? Okay, that's a good question there. How do you practice chords that are, a bit out of the ordinary? It's actually a great topic for another stream, Alan Ramirez, so are you a long-time follower? Did you just find me on Twitch? I always get curious because I don't have any followers on Twitch, so whenever there's someone commenting, it's interesting to see. Okay, so if you only play your standard chords, how do you make it interesting? So what you can do is, of course, try to move a finger here and there. So instead of like playing, you can do that kind of thing, right? So if you have like an E minor chord here with a root note on the A string, you can do that kind of thing. sound. So that's one way, but there are other ways you can do it. Cool, Alina Ramirez. So I have a new follower on Twitch. That's awesome, man. So do you play guitar? Do you practice a lot? Or are you more of a follower? So, but what I do with, chords, and it doesn't work that well with this tone. But if you join a stream where I play clean, I'll just do chord shapes that I don't really care what the names are. I just look at the scale shape and I try to find a combination of notes that work. I think this is a much more creative way of doing it. It's not really going to help you if you're trying to play a song and you see the chord names. This is not really helpful, but Aline Ramirez, I'm not interested in getting help in designing the channel. Thank you for your suggestion though. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that really I find interesting, because I can weave that into my leads, So that could be the topic for another day. But if you check out some of my earlier streams, you can see that I do that stuff. How do I incorporate intervals more into my improvs? Cool. Lots of good questions coming in here. Okay, Aline Ramirez, you can stop commenting now because I don't see the other comments. So it's all good. You can follow me, but I don't want your services. Cool, Raincat, good to see you, man. Good luck in your artist class. That sounds like fun. That sounds like what I should have studied. Chandra from Instagram, what's up? Let's see if we can find another beat here. Okay, It's time for a banana pause. Getting hungry here, but I still have some practice in me, I think. So, you can see it approaching. It's the banana. The banana is coming to haunt you. The banana is dangerous. It can eat you alive. Oh, sorry. Couldn't resist. Oh, you need the practice beat. The banana made me forget my true identity. The banana is here. Here, there's your practice beat. The banana is now dead. Death of the banana. Sorry, couldn't help myself but goof around a little bit. So this is a Solar A1. Thank you, Zahir, for liking my hybrid picking. Awesome. Let's do some more. I failed. Okay, Danish wants me to play with pentatonic scales only. Let's do pentatonic scales for a minute or two. So just E minor pentatonic now. So it's cool, but it oh, my voice. It's cool, but it kind of lacks color. It's just like too perfect, if you know what I mean. So it's an interesting thing to do, but it's not really something I like doing for too long. It's like you have this perfect color, but you also need to mix in some other colors so that it becomes a nice unity and not just a blank wall. So let's mix it all in. But there you had your pentatonic run. Okay, so Worms, I'm not playing pentatonic anymore. That was just during a little while there. So I was playing E minor, but in all the positions, not just box 1. You know, you have box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. So there are 5 pentatonic boxes. And I played all of them. That's how I could move around like that, because I was using several of the boxes. But box 1 is the one most people know, right? That's the box, the first box. How can I get better at chords? That's a good question. We should do that another day. Right now I'm too blank in the head for thinking about how to get good at chords. Sorry, mate. Topic of today is moving around different positions. Cool, guys. So I think we've reached the end of our session now. I noticed that when I no longer can figure out an answer to the questions, it's time to stop. But that's a good request. Chords, working on chords. I have a very different approach to both using and working on chords, so it's definitely something we should be discussing. And we have a good request on Instagram by Purism. Work on alternate picking. That's actually a topic I have planned coming. But this stream was all about connecting different boxes. So hopefully the explanation I gave you in the beginning of the stream is useful to you. I was deploying a lot of these ideas here when going between boxes. In fact, I use it all the time, which is why I wanted to explain it, because I know it's something you guys are wondering about. You know, how can we move around the fretboard? Chris, you have to incorporate more of your comedy. Did you miss the banana episode? But yes. Cool, Worms is subscribed. Thank you so much, man. Of course, that's a good thing to do because you're going to get notified next time I go live. And we have a request about legato. So all these cool questions coming at the end of the session. Why is it always like that? But anyhow, I think we're having a lot of fun in these sessions. I really like that I've kept them on a regular daily basis, because I do somewhat feel that you guys are kind of following up on some of the things I've spoken about. And that's awesome. That's one of the huge advantages. You can sort of learn a little bit from what I'm saying, and you can think about it, digest it, and then comes a follow-up question. So keep that coming. That's awesome. And you've been absolutely wonderful. And I've been Christopher Dahl. See ya. Cheers.